Hi everybody, and welcome to this introduction video about my newly released publicly available tool called Invoke-DetectItEasy. The name of this tool is quite self-explanatory, but it's basically PowerShell module and wrapper for excellent tool called DetectItEasy. DetectItEasy is basically a tool which is able to detect file formats and possible protection of the files and other stuffs. It can basically tell you if the sample or some, for example, executable is protected by some known protection and other stuffs. So basically I create this PowerShell module to be able to mass process some files and to process the output of this tool. Basically output of this tool, of this PowerShell module, is in form of objects. So basically you can push it forward to another pipe and process with another command with PowerShell and other stuffs. And that's basically it. For wall description and parameter description is available on my GitHub page, and also the tool will be available here to download for downloading. And basically there are few features which this PowerShell module has. Basically, one of them is to find samples or find files which are packed. And the decision if the file is packed or not is by the entropy of the files, which basically does the DetectItEasy. So you can detect packed files. You can detect many kind of protections. You can detect one of the big feature I added to this module is basically detection of invalid digital signatures. So you can basically return you can, for example, scan folder with many samples, and you can return only the files which doesn't have valid digital signature, which means that basically these files doesn't have to have signature at all, but also they could have a signature, and the signature status will be something like, for example, hash mismatch or expiration and other stuffs. So you can basically process it further and return only the samples which have digital signature, but the signature is not valid, which could be quite suspicious. You can also pipe it further and basically return only files which are protected with some known protector and other stuffs. So basically I'm using this tool for threat hunting and forensics, but you can also use it for some sorting of your malware repository and other stuffs. And you can hunt for some not detected threats. Basically, when I created this tool, was basically when I had a case where antivirus were not able to detect the threats, and I found it. I found the initial vector of compromise. I found first malicious file, and I found that it's protected with some known protector, and there is a digital signature which is invalid. So I was like, hey, I must find all of these samples in this compromised system. So I create this tool to, for example, find files which are protected with known protector and which has not valid digital signatures, and process them further. So this is basically how this tool was created, and it's quite simple, but I think that it's quite powerful if you are quite used to use PowerShell. For forensic analyst, it's basically must have knowledge to use PowerShell scripting, because PowerShell is installed on all Windows operation systems, and you know. So description of parameters are on my GitHub page, and examples too. And this is basically what you can see if you print help for this module. I will show you later. What do you need to run this PowerShell module? Basically, download the PowerShell module, which will be available here. The link to this module will be available below this video. And what you need next is basically the DetectItEasy tool. So jump to DetectItEasy and download it. As you can see here, it's compatible only for version 3.03, so the latest one. And that's because you can see it here on the DetectItEasy, and you can see changelog. And what was added is basically one feature, the folder scan. And before that, I already had this PowerShell module for my private usage, but I had to implement folder scan by my own. But this is much better, so I basically started from scratch and created new PowerShell module, which is using this new feature. So you have to download the latest version. So go to releases, DetectItEasy, and here assets, and just download, for example, Windows 64. But you can download 32-bit 32-bit too. So 3.03 and 64-bit. Save it. Okay. Now you don't need this, and you don't need this. Go to downloads and unpack it. Extract files, okay, and it's here. So just copy the DetectItEasy portable folder and copy it to, I just created new test folder here. And you can see here is already prepared my PowerShell module, which is here. I can show it in Visual Studio Code, that it's not something really hard to develop, but I think the main purpose is quite good. So you can see here, first of all, what rep. Here is the description, so you can get this description with the get help of for this commandlet, and Invoke-DetectItEasy, and there are some parameters. First of all, the mandatory parameter path to scan, you have to specify the path you want to scan. It could be a path to file, but it could be also path to folder. The folder is scanned recursively, so that's it. So detection, there is already a pre-configured set what you can choose from. You can basically, you can see that there are plenty of them. And what rep, you can see there are plenty of them already set. So you can choose one of them and just detect only file or samples which are using this protector. Okay, another parameter is path to DetectItEasy. Basically, if you have this a PowerShell module in the folder of DetectItEasy, there is no need to specify this parameter to DetectItEasy. But if it's in the different directory, like if it's here, you have to specify the path to DetectItEasy. And it's basically this to the DetectItEasy console. So because this is the main engine we are using. Another parameter is detect not valid signature. It basically returns only file objects which doesn't have valid digital signature. So this object could be files without digital signature, or also with a digital signature which is not valid. The reason why the signature is not valid could be hash mismatch, maybe expiration and other stuff. So basically there are many of them, but it's quite a good feature. And another parameter is detect packed. Detect packed basically returns all file objects which are packed according to the entropy. Deep scan is another feature of DetectItEasy. It will perform the scanning deeper, so it can reveal more information about the samples. And okay, there is only one mandatory parameter, which is basically path to scan. These parameters, the others are basically optional. And if you only choose to use path to scan, you will basically get output for all files as an object. Basically, I left all comments in my code for your better orientation in the code, so you can verify and review that the code is not some malicious code and it basically is performing what it tells. So you can see here the methods for detection, signature validation, and if the file is packed, there is basically that's it. So let's jump to the reason why we are here. So first of all, start PowerShell, and for the simplicity, I will just copy the PowerShell module to the same folder where is DetectItEasy console engine. Paste it. Nice. Change directory and change it to directory where is DetectItEasy engine. Copy and here. Okay. Now you can see I already prepared some test files. There are plenty of them. You can see there are some PDFs file and pictures and DLLs and different kind of protectors of the files are used and other stuffs. So some of them are signed. They have digital signature, but some of them basically have a not valid digital signature, and I want to show you basically the main purpose of this tool. So let's jump to the PowerShell, and first of all you have to import the module, the PowerShell module. Import module and DetectItEasy. Okay, detect Invoke-DetectItEasy. Yes. Now confirm that we loaded this module. Get module, and you can see it's already loaded. Invoke-DetectItEasy. Now you can use something like that. Invoke-DetectItEasy and print help. And you basically get description I have on GitHub, but it's not full. You can see examples with parameter examples. If you want to see full help, just use this one, get help Invoke-DetectItEasy full. So you can do something like that, and you will get full help file for this basically PowerShell module. You can see the description, synopsis, parameters description, and which parameters are optional, which are mandatory, and also the examples. I will show you some examples here and related links. So that's basically about help. Now how we can use it. Invoke-DetectItEasy, and you can see the parameters: path to scan, detection, path to DetectItEasy, path to scan mandatory, detection optional, path to the DetectItEasy console is optional, but if you don't have this, if you are not running PowerShell from the same directory as the DetectItEasy is located, so you have to specify the path to DetectItEasy. Deep scan, I already explained it. Detect packed, I already explained it, and detect not valid signature. So first of all, we can use, for example, detect packed. You can also see, if you do something like this, that okay, you just need to use full help, that detect packed is optional parameter, but this parameter cannot be combined with others. It basically means that you can use detect packed and also, for example, detect not valid digital signatures. I will show you why. But you can basically again grab the output from this detect packed command and process it further in the pipe. So Invoke-DetectItEasy. First, path to scan. Path to scan will be the path to my test files. So you can do something like that. And it doesn't matter if the path to the folder will be like this or if it will be ended with the slash. So basically this will normally be treated as error, but the PowerShell module is processing that too. So now we want, for example, do detect packed, detect only packed files. And you can see that here are the packed files according to the entropy. Entropy is in the property total. Nice. So what we want to, for example, do next, basically give me only files or file objects which has entropy, which have entropy higher than 7. You can do it basically like this. Give me only where object. This is basically a representation of object. Property total, greater or equal, and 7. And you have it here. Nice. If you want, for example, return me only the file path of this file object, you can do it like this. This and file path dot file path, and you have it here. Basically, you are working with objects, so these are only properties of the object. Okay, so now you have some files which are probably packed, but it's basically JPEG. It's a compressed format, so it has high entropy. Also, this one is, I think, the self-extraction 7-zip archive. So basically, again, high compression, so high entropy and other stuffs. But it could quite help you detect packed. What you can do next, for example, you can Invoke-DetectItEasy to okay, path to scan is again this folder, but it could not be, it could be also only a file path. So you can do, for example, this path to scan and give me all, and you have it here. And the return is also object. So you can, for example, now do something like that. Select object, if you want only some property of this object, select object property, and property could be, they give me file path, give me file type, and give me type, and you have it here. Okay, so what is next? Next is give me only the files. So I want to scan folder and give me only files which basically are, this could be quite a real scenario. So give me a scan folder with all kind of files, and give me return me only files which has some kind of protection, so detection. And you can see if you tap it, you have many options, more than 600. So if you want to print all possible options, just press Ctrl space and display all 622 possibilities. Yes, and that's it. You have many of them here already preset. Okay, so back, and detection will be, for example, VM protect. Give me only files which are protected with VM protect. And you can see that the output will be basically objects. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, many objects, which are, you can see detect name VM protect, VM protect, VM protect. So now you have files which are VM protected. Now what could be quite useful is basically give me only files which are VM protected and there is no valid digital signature. I will show you what I mean. So you can basically return from this object only the file path, like this. File path and home, like this. And you can see that the output is file path of the files which are protected with VM protect. Now let's process it further through pipe, and you can again use Invoke-DetectItEasy. So again, you can use for each object, Invoke-DetectItEasy, Invoke-DetectItEasy, and file path will be, path to scan will be this basically represent object. There is no property because these are the objects are basically file paths. So for each path, do something, and do return me only detect not valid signature. And basically it will return you files which are protected with VMProtect and has no valid digital signature. But you can see that signature status is quite interesting. What you can do, this is quite a chatty output, and you are interested in, for example, only file path and signature status. So you can again pipe it and select object property, and again property will be file path. Give me only file path and give me only signature status. And what you get, yeah, that's it. File path and signature status. What is interesting? Not signed. What does it mean? What signed? Not signed is means basically that the file has no digital signature at all. There are many executable and many programs which has not which have not any doesn't have any digital signature at all. So this is not something what is suspicious, but this hash mismatch basically means that there is some digital signature, but it's not valid. The reason is that hash is not matching the digital signature. So what you can do, basically you can return only the objects which has the signature status hash mismatch. So you can do like where, give me only object where object dot, because you want property and signature status equal and equal hash mismatch. And you can see that you will basically get only the files which are VM protected and there is no valid digital signature, and the reason is that the signature is not valid because hash mismatch. So these are quite very suspicious files because VM protection they have digital signature, but the digital signature is not valid because of hash mismatch. Now what you can do, you can, for example, because these files should be your point of investigation. So what you can do, you can basically create new folder, new item, which will be like item path will be slash like this, and create folder name will be suspicious, and item type will be directory created, and new folder is created. What you can do next, come back, and you can see here this is the output from the previous command. You can you have file path and signature status. You want, for example, you want to copy only these files, so you can return only the file path. You can do it like this: file path, go to home here on a bracket and return file path, and you will get only the file paths for the files which are protected VM protect and hash mismatch digital signature. You can see it here, and what you can do next, basically pipe it and copy item and destination. There is no like what item, because the path to item is these paths are piped to this command, and so path is this path, and destination will be our folder suspicious, and copy them. Now you can check the folder suspicious, which was created here, suspicious here, and you have here the three DLLs, which are basically VM protected. There should be some signature. You can check properties and digital signatures, and here is the signature details, and you can see that the signature is not valid. Nice. What you can do next, you can start a little investigation, open a Virustotal, and you can see basically that files which are with VM protected and has invalid digital signature are quite should be point of interest during the investigation. Okay, I have it only two of them, three. So once again, open Virustotal, and yep, you can see first one, 17 detection. Okay, probably some coin loader. Nice. The second one, again, high detection, and maybe some coin loader again, and last one, high detection, and maybe some coin loader again. So it could be basically your star point of interest and investigation, because these files are quite suspicious. What you can do next? Next is basically could be basically something like this. Invoke-DetectItEasy. Invoke-DetectItEasy, and give me only detect pact. Give me only pact file. Nice. From this files, check which of them are basically which of them are protected with some protector. So you can do also something like that. Return only, again, give me only file path. File path. You can see file path, and pipe it again to for each, like for each object, where object like invoke, detect it easy, file path to scan will be the object property, like the file path, and give me only detection which of these files are protected with some protector. Again, for example, VM protect, and return me these objects. You can see again, return values are objects representing the files. You can again do something like this. For all object, return me only some of the properties. You can do it like this again, select object property, and property will be file path. Another one will be a file type. Another one will be type. And give me output. And you can see it here. So basically you can see these files are probably packed according to the entropy, and they should be detected as VM protect. So it's quite obvious that VM protect would have higher entropy. So nice. You can do whatever you want. Basically, you can do again. Give me Invoke-DetectItEasy, detect. You can also only detect not valid signature. Give me all objects. Okay, I must delete this bracket, and you can see the output. It will output all files which has portable executable 32-bit or 64-bit, which has not valid digital signature. And you can see again the signature status not signed, hash mismatch, and other things. So basically you can again, if you want, for example, select object property, and you can specify the file path. You can specify the file type, you can specify type, and you can specify the signature status. Give me the results. And what you can see, maybe some better overview. Yep, you can see, for example, this, the type is DLL or console application, GUI application, and driver. There is some driver, which is quite interesting for investigation and other things. And you can sort these files and other things. So basically, you can do something like this, give me only, from this output, give me only signature status, go to home and add bracket signature status, and you can, for example, sort this output like you want. For example, okay, I have it here, some error, signature status, give me output, and you can see that only the signature status will be returned. And now you want, for example, to sort it unique, so sort object unique, give me only unique one. And because you can have many reasons why the signature is not valid, you can see that the here is the output of the only unique. Nice. And probably that's all what you can do. You can do so many things. You can basically invoke the like detection, and you can tap and find what you need, or you can start to write something like 7-zip. Yep, something which is detected as 7-zip, and start to scan it. If there is some file which is detected as 7-zip, you can see something quite interesting. You can see two files which has something with 7-zip. You can see here a string self-extraction archive. So this is probably interesting. Again, so you can, for example, do this. Go to the test files. Okay, test files, and check the file name, and you can see that MSIMG32 exe here. And if you, for example, Invoke-DetectItEasy again, you can see that it's a self-extracted archive 7-zip. So if you open it in 7-zip, you can see that inside it is DLL. Nice. And that's basically all what you can do with this PowerShell module. Basically scripting, automation, and fast processing, piping to next command, do whatever you want, and try to find new threads or threads you can't find with another methods. I don't know, I'm quite used to use it, and I found it quite useful during the investigation of some incident. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that everything is quite clear. If you need, just DM me on the Twitter, and I will try to answer any other question. So I hope you will find this tool quite useful, and see you.